Hi, I'm Link.
And I'm Sullivan.
And today we're going to be trying something new that will hopefully turn into a series where we basically show off our gaming additions to our collection.
Recently, we've been to CEX, which is a second-hand electronics shop in the United Kingdom. And we liked what we saw and we bought. So we're sharing with you guys today what we bought.
And I'm going to start with Sonic the Hedgehog on the Game Gear. It's not a fan favourite, but it is something that is a little bit close to my heart. Something that I did play back when it originally came out. I did own the Mega Drive version of this, but it wasn't a bad price. At £1.50, I couldn't really say no. What have you got?
I'm going to start with something a little bit different, a gaming accessory. I've got a yarn Yoshi! I've started collecting the yarn Yoshis from Yoshi's Woolly World. I have the pink one already in a box, and I wanted to get the green one. I was told he was really, really expensive, and so I thought the only way I would be able to get one was through CEX. They were selling them for £15, and when it arrived through the mail, it came in a box, so bonus! Very, very happy. Just need to get the blue one now, and potentially the massive one if I really want to fork out that much money. We shall see.
Oh, we'll never know. Next for mine is Alien Trilogy for the PlayStation 1. Originally, a friend of mine had this on the Sega Saturn. I was absolutely obsessed with this game. Wanted it so badly, kind of forgot about it. All of the predecessing games that came out for Aliens were pretty awful for the most part, especially the latest one, one of the latest one they did in like 2012. Yeah, total crap. But I replayed this and oh man, it still stands up. The tension's still there with hearing those little beepers go off on your sonar. And then just, yeah, I love this game. And I saw it wasn't a terrible price, like £8 in fully boxed, complete manual. Discs in great condition, cases in great condition. I couldn't really say no. So yes, very happy to have this back
Hooray!
in my collection.
Another one I'm really happy to have back in my collection would be Donkey Kong Country Returns on the original Nintendo Wii. I'm really happy that Retro Studios brought this to the Wii and then later onto the Wii U and then the Nintendo Switch. Hoping that they'll do some more in this series because it's really great to see Donkey Kong Country back in its original roots. You know, the 2.5D platformer, and they've brought some new things to the table. In the Wii version, they use the motion controls, and not horrendously as well, which I'm really happy about.
I must admit, that's kind of one thing that always put me off with a lot of the Wii games is the inclusion and the heavy-ass use of using the motion controls. So it's nice that when you get a game where the motion controls are very limited.
Oh, absolutely.
But most of it's all down to a D-pad and 2 buttons, and that for me is fantastic. And I actually missed out on this when it originally came out, so I'm very happy to see it back in the collection.
We're definitely going to be playing this a hell
absolutely.
of a lot.
I can't wait to sort of play this.
Do some two-player, yeah, that'll be awesome.
It'd be great to go through.
And it's still got the difficulty it originally had as well, which is great. I mean, yeah.
Well, talking of difficulty, something that I certainly kind of forgot about. I mean, I love this game. I'm very happy to have this back in my collection. Now, realistically, I only really wanted one of these titles off this 4-game collection. However, I cannot fault Altered Beast. Flicky was always one of those games that you could kind of pick up and play whenever you felt like it in an Alex Kidd. But this was bought primarily for Gunstar Heroes. Now this game is fantastic. It is also fantastically difficult to an extent because there are certain parts in it where they're just still so unfair, but it's a great game. Everybody should play this. It was made by guys who were ex-Konami employees. They have done something something that lasts time. Now the footage that you'll be seeing for this is actually on the PC because annoyingly, at the moment, I can't sort of show footage of the Mega Drive, so I've had to use the Sega Mega Drive Classic Collection on the PC, and wow, I still love it to this day. I mean, it is so old, but it's so much fun. In fact, we did a bit of two-player co-op, and then I sort of did a couple of levels of my own.
It was the first time I got to play it as well, and yeah, it's a really fun game. I definitely missed out on it in the 90s.
But this is one game that I've always wanted in my collection again. This is the exact type of thing that I had when I was a kid. Trying to actually find Gunstar Heroes itself on its own sort of can vary between sort of £50 for a cut or up to about £100 boxed, mint, whatever. This, 15 quid. I was not saying no. there was no way in hell I was going to be passing this up. The box isn't in great condition, so I will be looking for a replacement. But yeah, so happy to have this back. What have you got next?
Well, I've got an interesting one. So, several years ago, I did used to work for CEX. When I worked for CEX, this game was about £30, which I thought was a bit horrendous. It is now £6, and you'll see why in a minute. So I've got the Jurassic Park 3 Operation Genesis game, which was a park builder game back on the PlayStation 2 and PC. Since then, we now have Jurassic Park Evolution, and I think that's why this game has now come down in price. It might go back up in price though. I couldn't say no at £6, so I quickly snapped it up. I've never played any of the Park Builder games. I definitely want to play Evolution as well, because we do have that on PC.
It is a very good expansion from something like Operation Genesis. I was very happy when they brought out Evolution. I'd always wanted this style of game on PC. I mean, obviously it on console works perfectly well with the controller, but mouse and keyboard RTS games, you're never going to beat it.
Yeah, the controls are a little bit clunky, so you can see how it has aged, so it's great that they have brought something out like Evolution, but this is just one for the collection and to play from time to time, have a bit of fun. And you know, I get Dr. Alan Grant telling me that he's on a freaking exhibition with some paleontologists. Brilliant.
Gotta love it. So, next for me is something that everybody who has a Mega Drive, Sonic 2. Fantastic game. There isn't any time that I don't play this. The music itself gets stuck in my head for days and weeks on end.
Chemical Plant.
Yes, Chemical Plant. I absolutely love that. In fact, when capturing the footage for this game, I played Chemical Plant and I was humming along with it. You can't help yourself, even with Green Hill. It's one of those games that I can't believe I don't have, or I didn't have. Considering I've got the first one, it just seemed really daft that I didn't already have this in the collection.
The special zones. They're one of my favourite special zones from any
definitely
Sonic
the best. I mean, the first special zones were an absolute pain in the ass. I always hated playing them, so I always did the first one because I know that one quite well. After that, I just didn't really bother. These, however, the special zones in Sonic 2 were absolutely fantastic.
Especially in 2-player.
Oh god!
Really annoy people.
You know, having the 2-player, having to fight over the coins, who can get the most coins out of it. Absolutely brilliant. But yeah, great game. So glad I got this in, and I will be looking to expand on this, hopefully with Sonic 3 next. So next for you.
Last one from me, it's another PlayStation 2 game, and this time it's one that I've never actually played before, so this is going to be fun when I do get around to properly playing it, and that's Disney's Stitch Experiment 626. I'm a massive Lilo and Stitch fan. It's one of my favourite Disney films, so I didn't even realise that they had games of it. I should have known. I should have known. It was that era when everyone had a movie tie-in. Of course there's going to be one. So,
it's
yeah,
Disney.
I'm going to have fun wreaking havoc with my favourite little blue alien from Disney.
Awesome. Again, it's one of those things I didn't know existed. I'm not a massive Disney fan. However, I do appreciate when a game is good. Lion King on the Mega Drive for one. Fantastic game. Stupidly difficult. Anyway, next for me. Now, this is a TV series of mine that I absolutely love.
Come on, grab your friends.
It's adventure time. Now I know there are other games out there. There's one for you can get. You can get this for the 3DS. There are a couple of others. It's like a hidden and search style game that was brought out for the PS4 and Xbox One. Not really my cup of tea. However, this game definitely is. Now I am a massive Zelda fan, so what better for me when they bring Zelda and Adventure Time together?
What time is it? It's Zelda time!
Terrible pun, sorry for that. But no, having a top-down game where you get to explore the entire world of Ooo whilst fighting little monsters and doing quests. There's little puzzles that you have to solve. And in fact, the opening scene, as you'll see in the gameplay footage, where you go up to one of the first castles and then you can't get into it, and then you have to go around the side, pick up a bush, and it opens up a little stairway into the sewers. Reminiscent from A Link to the Past, I think. However, kept forgetting about this game and just thought, oh my god, it's there. I have to get it. And so yeah, another one that I'm really happy to sort of get around to playing. I will probably end up streaming some of this as well, because it is just such a fun game to sit there and play. And you don't really have to pay attention too much, but you do kind of need to pay attention to some of the story. But yeah, so glad we got this, and I'm really happy that this is now in my collection for me to play alongside all my other Zelda games.
Hell yeah.
So, obviously, as Sullivan said, it's her last one, but I have one more. Now, this game to me, I'm so glad that Sony have started doing nice little remasters and reboots of their older PS1 games. Now, we've been playing a lot of Spyro Reignited on our streams, and
First ever time for me.
Yeah, and I absolutely love playing that. I remember playing it on the PS1 greatly. We do have Crash Bandicoot. I own it, I do enjoy it, but I'm not the biggest fan
Again,
of Crash.
not really played it, so we're going to keep that to ourselves.
Yeah, so one of those things that I was really happy with that they redid and they brought out quite recently was Medieval. Now, this game is fantastic. Getting a run around as a coward knight, killing monsters, trying to redeem yourself and run through, but this game looks fantastic. I mean, I will be showing some footage of the PS1 version against the PS4 version, and you will see the graphical upgrade that this game has had, and I'm just so happy that they did it. And to be honest, to pay £22 to get this game, hell yeah, couldn't not.
What a bargain.
What a bargain indeed. So guys, that wraps up our first haul video that we managed to get in one purchase.
We hope you enjoyed this, and we'll be sure to do more videos like this in future. Thanks so much again for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.